Hey everyone, Decav13 here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Fate Hollow Ataraxia. So, last loop, we finally met Karen, and now it seems we'll be able to meet her whenever we please without, dying, so that'll be nice. So let's jump back in and see exactly what's going to happen. I wonder if we're going to get another fragment first with, Bazette. That usually happens whenever we hit a new plot barrier. What the fuck? Intro, hold on, I need to fucking mute that. The window fucking disappeared on me. So why the hell am I getting an intro now? I'm guessing we're entering the final arc, maybe? Because according to the title intro, we are like, what, 79, 80% done with the game already? Oh, wow. I'm guessing based on the quality of that cutscene. I'm assuming that was in the PS Vita version, because that was ufotable stuff. Okay, so what was this forest? All right, so now that I've been sufficiently caught off guard by what's gonna fucking happen, moving onward. Thus said the druid. Today the youth who holds the lance in his hands shall have all the glory and praise he desires. Until the day comes when this land and this era itself disappear into the ocean, not a single human, not a single bird, nor a flower will ever forget him. His name shall be known in 5 lands. There will not be a single woman who does not love him, and there will not be a single man who is not proud of him. His swift lance shall be the honor of the Red Branch. Let the cattle thieves shake at the sound of the chariot horses neighing. Our dearest son of light. His hands will grasp nothing but glory. When the time comes for his life to end, his knees will not fall to the ground. But know this, child of the hazel tree. Like the flicker of a star, that glory shall soon burn itself out. Together with your feats of arms that know no rival. Faster than anyone, you will sink into the oblivion beyond the horizon. Spring, 6 years ago. I became acquainted with a strange man. 2 years had passed since I had been recruited into the Mages Association. Ignored and never asked to do anything, I was given a place to be in form only. Like a useless antique. Ancient and well-known, handled with great care, yet no one intends to use it. Tucked away deep within the storehouse, I spent my days only to be sooner or later forgotten. Of course, there was no meaning in that existence. I had left my hometown out of fear of simply rotting away. Though young and ignorant, I left because of a vague desire to do what I could. I had no value outside of being an antique. To gain some value was simple. I just had to show them how useful I was, what I could do. The things I could do, I took up the one role that many magi hated, the bloody cleanup assignment. Practical magic that works in a real fight. That was the subject I took pride in. Now and in the past, I had a talent unsurpassed by those surrounding me. So, after handling countless fights, the association had finally recognized my value and granted me a position. The ruling elite, lords of the association, as if to rid themselves of a nuisance, had proclaimed thus. The inexperienced newcomer, Bazette Fraga McRemitz, as a special exception, shall be appointed as a Sealing Designation Enforcer. Sealing Designation. It is both a title given to Magi with special talent and an edict sent down by the association. Some magic cannot be learned by study. The owners of magic that only exists in their blood or genetic makeup and cannot be passed down are treated as treasures by the association, which makes an all-out order to shelter them. Hospitable as it sounds, the order amounts to imprisonment. The Magi that receive the Sealing Designation are treated as precious samples to be passed on for generations to come. The association captures them, then ensures that their talent is preserved in its current state. Simply put, they aren't too different from specimens immersed in formaldehyde. What looks like a well-intentioned order in the association's eyes is equivalent to a death sentence for those receiving it. Most Magi reject the edict and flee. The death sentence itself isn't the reason, however. The people receiving the Sealing Designation are all outstanding Magi in the most basic sense. They prioritize their pursuit of magic above all else. Their own mortality holds no meaning for them. For one who is devoting day after day to their research, a Sealing Designation is unthinkable. Once pickled in formaldehyde, their study of magic will end there and then. For that reason, they leave the association and go on the run. There's no need to ask what for. To slip back into society and to bury themselves into their research, deeply, fully, and to their heart's content. Those that have received the Sealing Designation and go on the run generally belong to one of two groups. The first become hermits, cutting off all contact, hiding their magic, and teaching it only to blood relatives. Those are the fallen Magi. While they have to be found and sheltered before their abilities are lost completely, the danger they pose is near zero. Unless their talents are just too great, the association will not pursue them either. The second category are the shut-ins that retreat to their own land, wizards wholly devoted to mastering their craft. These are unsurpassed Magi, aiming for ever greater heights. It would take but a few years to take their abilities to another level, surely bringing the association great rewards for their efforts. However, none of the ordinary morals and justice exist for them. Having shed their restraints, their first and foremost goal is the discovery of the unknown. Sacrifice of unrelated bystanders is but one way towards it. It is a problem. But however much of a problem it may be, as long as they manage it well, even the association overlooks it. They are left alone until achievements are made. The pursuit of magic is the Mages Association's own principle, after all. But should they prove to be unsuccessful, should they violate the association's greatest postulate, secrets must be concealed, their response will be swift. And preventing occult knowledge from being disseminated isn't the only reason. When it comes to protecting such valuable assets, they will be content with just preserving the bodies alone. Should news of the matter spread, a power will appear to bring punishment to the wizard in the name of justice. At present, the greatest enemies are the Inquisitors of the Holy Church. They act to incinerate not only the wizards themselves, but also the knowledge they have built up along with them. While their desire to stop the violence is the same, their final objective is the direct opposite. Despite a non-aggression pact between the Mages Association and the Holy Church, scuffles minor enough to be let off record continue. No, rather it is on the assumption that they will be left off record that the killings continue even now. As a result, my job became not only to deal with mad wizards, but also to fight the executors. About 1 year had passed since it became my daily life. While on a mission to enforce a Sealing Designation, I became acquainted with one such man, an executor of the Holy Church. Let me guess. Kotomine Kirei? A priest convicting all kinds of sinners in God's name. Yup. Yeah, that's him. I'd know that voice anywhere, Joji Nakata. And as naturally as that, the priest requested cooperation. He had lost all the comrades he brought along, and my team was nearly annihilated as well. The two of us were the only survivors left. We were standing in the garden of a magus that was using corpses in an attempt to revive the soul. Normally, no matter how desperate the predicament may be, cooperation between the executors and the Mages Association is unthinkable short of an edict from the Pope himself. The executors are followers of the purest form of faith. To preserve their own beliefs, they would never associate with heretics like us. This one priest, however, was unique. Perhaps he was sympathetic towards Magi in general. Not a hint of disdain on his face, he approached me like one of his own, with a warm smile.
協力し合うことに異論はありません。ですが、私たちは仲間ではない。結局、最後には奪い合うことになる。
I had an obligation to recover the magus named in the sealing designation order, and the priest had no choice but to end the magus's life. Our cooperation would come to an end, and the priest would become my enemy.
それはいらぬ心配だな。私の仕事はあの男を殺すことだけだ。後のことはそちらに任せる。亡骸をどう扱おうと、私には関係のない話だ。
Those were his words. He would leave the flesh to me. As long as he was the one to dispose of the soul, that was enough for him.
いいでしょう。その言葉を信用します。
Just how much weight was placed behind those words. I had believed the priest, with an ease that surprised even my own self. This man was dangerous. My own experience was telling me of the less than saintly venom he possessed, yet I still took his hand despite myself. Thinking back, indeed, this priest was no saint. But among all the people I had met up until that point, he was the only one possessing a power I could respect.
私はバゼット。魔術協会から派遣された魔術師です。あなたは
We proceeded to exchange names in order to secure this temporary trust. 2 days had passed. The magus that amused himself playing with corpses now dealt with, we had returned to our respective employers. To be honest, I did have a feeling we'd meet again. I was chasing after Magi that received the sealing designation. The priest, as an executor, was hunting down heretics. With his magic-related knowledge, he was likely deployed on mage hunting missions rather than the dead apostle or demon possession ones. The two of us were a great match as competitors. The first time was just a coincidence. The second and third, on the other hand, were probably both unconsciously desired and inevitable. The times we had met without fail were also the times that we were both alone. Although I had decided to act independently from then on to begin with, so he was the only one to lose his comrades. We had fought side by side 3 times, trusting each other. Neither of us reporting it back, all of those remained secret. I had judged him worthy of my trust and took his hand. That trivial secret had just a little charm to it.
そうして、その少年は自分から成人の儀を迎えたのです。一人のドルイドが、その日に戦士になる者の未来を占った。為替に移った未来は不吉なもので、今日戦士になる者は、最大の栄光を得る代わりに、誰よりも早く命をなくすというものだった。集まった少年たちは、皆恐れて動かなかったのに、占いに無関心だった少年だけは迷うことなく王のもとに駆け込んで、今すぐ自分を戦士として認めてくれというのです。王は散々少年を止めるのですが、少年は聞かず、ついに戦士として認められました。その後の話は神話の通りです。アルスターの猛犬の英雄譚はご存知でしょう。
It was the night of our third joint battle. Unable to bear the silence of the night, I talked of something entirely unrelated to my job. Somehow I ended up reciting an old tale of my hometown.
いや、そちらの話には疎くてね。聞き覚えがあるのは名前までだ。寝物語に語ってもらう分には構わんが。そうだな。おそらく君はその少年の行動に苛立ちを覚えてしまった。こうして成長した今でも彼の決定を怖がっているのだろう。
The priest looked at me with a melancholic smile. There was nothing I could hide from this man. Mercilessly, he saw right through my heart. By all rights, I ought to have feared this priest, and yet having my feelings laid open by him had put me at ease instead.
恐れているわけではありませんが、少年がどこに着目していたのかはわからない。その日に戦士になれば最高の栄誉を約束されるが、誰よりも早く命を落とすとも予言された。なのに少年は恐れず、何の戸惑いもなく王に、今すぐ武者立ちがしたいと告げるのです。 王に理由を問われても一切答えず、とにかく戦士になりたいの一点張り。そうして成人の儀を進めていくのですが、少年には占いに対する希望も不安も全くないのです。占いなどどうでもよく、戦士になる喜びだけで満ちていて、戦士になろうとした理由がいつの間にか消えているようだった。正直私には彼が何を見ていたのかわからない。
Did he think eternal glory was a good enough compensation in face of that dreadful fate? Or was he so captivated by the promise of glory that he paid no heed to being fated to die young? Or perhaps...
栄光か短命か、どちらに重きを置いたのかを知りたいと。さて、聞いた限りではそのどちらでもないように思えたが。
どちらでもない。少年は予言を聞いて戦士になろうと決意したのに。
決意をしたのではないよ。予言を聞き、その内容を吟味することなく少年は走り出したのだろう。なら少年は最初からその予言を知っていたのだ。きっと自分はそういう風に生きると、そんな確信が生まれた時からあったからこそ、ドルイドの予言に従ったのではないかな。
He believed it since the day he was born. The boy had accepted it as his own duty, never dreading or doubting the druid's words. That's right. That was the part I had feared, that made me grieve. It was not a noble act of choosing glory while knowing the death it will bring. It was the hero that would not even attempt to change such an unnatural fate that I feared.
参りました。私は何度もあの昔話を読んだのに、そんなことさえ思わなかった。昔話の少年とあなたはどこか似ているのかもしれませんね。
失敬な。私はそこまで考えなしではない。
え？
I couldn't believe my eyes. The priest muttered with a frown as if I'd hurt his feelings. I believe that was the first time I had seen him display human-like emotion.
なんだ？異論があるとでも？
いえ、今のは失言でした。私が言いたいのは生き方の話です。少年に確信があったように、あなたも人生に確信を持っている人ですから。
ほう、確信とはどんな？
誰も必要としていないところ。あなたには最後まで自分だけで生きていく覚悟がある。本当は私の手を借りなくてもいいのです。ただ効率がいいから付き合っているだけでしょうに。
Once again, a melancholic smile appeared on the priest's face. That affirmation brought a tinge of pain to me, however little. It was only our third mission. Barely 10 days had passed, yet I had already felt painfully aware of the kind of person that he was. This man would absolutely not associate with a human being. He needed no one. He hated no one. As strong as a human could possibly be, he was an alien that one's common sense would be telling you to stay away from. But it's also precisely why he had no hidden face. Evil described him perfectly in one word. Even now, I still do not know how I got charmed by such a dangerous man. This is what I thought, however. Should I, by some chance, make this man who needs no one somehow attached to me, it would bring me a peace of mind far superior to anything material.
どうした？考え事か？まったく、悩み事が多い女だ。話が済んだのなら眠っておけ。
Thus said the priest, throwing more wood into the fire. All of a sudden,
あいにく凡人なもので、私はあなたのように自信を持って生きられない。つまらない疑問だらけだ。時に生きていることさえ苦しく思える。
I let slip a much older, much deeper truth within me. Another piece of wood went into the fire. I'd made a mistake. I was sure he was disappointed now. My ability to handle a machine-like role was the only reason he ever called out to me. Someone like me who whined about my troubles to total strangers was unnecessary to him. Heavy silence fell between us. I was too afraid to look at him. And then, as if nothing at all had happened,
生きているのが苦しいのではない。 君は呼吸をするのが厳しいのだ。
This was told to me in an emotionless yet sincere voice.
その厳しさは容易には取り除けない。自分がわからないのなら世界を知って測る以外に方法はないからだ。バゼット・フラガン・マクレミッツ。自身がこの世界に不要だと思うのならば、お前はお前を許すために多くの世界を巡らねばならない。
Cross the oceans, fly the skies. Throw away your tiny self, your tiny country, and go around the globe with a single suitcase, is what he was saying. Like the age of discovery. Like a seaman that believes in a yet unknown paradise beyond the sea.
あなたは渡った？
My reply came naturally, because I had a belief, as he would say. I believed that there must have been a time when, just the same as me, he found it hard to breathe.
いや、まだ途中だ。若い頃に躍起になったが、何年か前に大きな事件があってね。それ以来己を許す必要はなくなった。
A major incident. It did not seem to be related to hunting magi. The priest had experienced a great war that was unknown to me.
それであなたは何を許そうとしたの？
生まれつきの悪癖だよ。私はどうも物事を愛することができなくてね。人並みの道徳が欠如している。その間違いを容認できなかった。
The priest wasn't speaking about the past. This man remained unable to love even to that day.
それは解決しなくてよかったのですか？
ああ、人並みに愛情は持てずとも物事を美しいと感じることはできる。その基準は君たちとは違うが、愛情というものがあることに変わりはない。我ながら間の抜けた話だ。そんなことにさえ若い私は気づかなかった。
There was no hesitation in the priest's voice. He may have lamented the past, but he considered it done and over with.
では今はもう迷いはないと。
そうだな。今は己を許すのではなく、私という人間を容認したわけを知りたい。私にもし自分の人生があるのなら、残るすべての時間を答えを得るために使おうと思っている。
けどあなたの疑問に答えられる人はいないのでしょう？
そうだな。まだ答えを出せる者は生まれていない。いつかその機会が訪れるといいのだが。
His expression was warm and gentle. The priest was gazing at the bright flames like a father admiring his own child.
意外ですね。あなたにもまだ悩みがあったとは。私も少し自信がつきました。
Touched by the warmth of his smile, I couldn't help but smile myself.
それは結構。人生の先輩として役に立ったのなら幸いだ。
He closed his eyes with satisfaction. That was it for pointless talk. Returning to our respective roles, we prepared for tomorrow's battle.
では先に眠ります。時間になったら起こしてください。
承知している。敵地だからな。あまり夢を見ないことだ。
I closed my eyes. Perhaps due to fatigue, my sleep was unexpectedly deep. I dreamed of my hometown. A dream of getting aboard a ship in a grayed out abandoned port and leaving for a foreign land. That was my last conversation with the priest. From then on, we stopped running into each other. But there will be another chance. We match each other well as competitors. For as long as he remains alive, and I continue my sealing designations job, one day surely our conversation will continue. Next, on Remind You. Okay. Some at the big bridge. Oh, and at the church. You know what? Let's save the Karen stuff for later.
Eh?
In the middle of the bridge, something strange catches my eye. Stomping in my tracks, I observe for a bit, yet I still have absolutely no idea what this person's doing or even planning to do.
何やってんだあいつ。
Thankfully, there's no one else around. Feeling the need to question this suspicious character, I start climbing up the steel frame to get closer. Everything's quiet on the upper deck. There are no street closures or anything, yet there isn't a single car to be seen. Oh, hey, Archer. There stands the suspicious-looking man.
あのさ、こんなところで何してるんだよ、お前。
お前こそ日頃目的もなく歩き回って一体何がしたいのだか。
Not that this is any different from the usual, but I'm impressed once again. We get along so poorly that it almost ends up being a relief instead.
俺は常識の範囲で行動してるよ。歩道橋は下だぞ。なんだってこっち側にいるんだよ。なんとかと煙じゃあるまいし、高いところが好きってわけでも。
Ah, my bad. He does seem like the type.
なんだ。むやみに好きじゃないよな。高いところ。俺だって人並みに大丈夫だけど、毎日出張るほど好きでもないぞ。
Regular humans would be plain terrified at this height, wouldn't they? There's something wrong with being a living creature that feels no fear in a spot where one false step would leave you plummeting to your death. No, not going to mention any names.
どうなんだろう。その他人事じゃないんで、そこだけははっきりさせてほしいんだけど。
必要に応じた場合のみだ。どれほど年月が経とうと根本的な趣味は変わらない。原因は雇い主にある。まあなんだ、魔術師的に高所を好むのは長所だと思っておけ。
Looking like neither one of us can stand further conversation, we both grow silent. I can't help but feel a certain kind of sympathy established between us by those last words.
よし。今の話はなかったことに。珍しくお互いのためになる。
賢明だ。忠告しておくが、海を渡ることになったら、あれと観光は控えておけ。塔より橋が鬼門だぞ。特に歌に出てくるような橋は命に関わる。
Oh, so London Bridge?
貴重な忠告ありがたい。で、その運命って変えられるのかな。
さて、努力次第で先送りぐらいはできそうだが、自己の運命というものは自分の努力だけでは変えられないそうだ。
Bringing about decisive change requires the help of others, is what he seems to be saying. The problem is, the only other who seems likely to have any involvement with Emiyoshiro's actions on that reportedly unlucky bridge is the very same devil who would push him off.
それ忠告になってない。死刑宣告すんな。
何？心構えはできるだろう。冬のテムズ川は厳しいぞ。泳ぎは達者になっておけ。
Look at him with that jolly smile on his face. Don't talk about this like it's someone else's problem, you.
ああ、もうそんな先の話はいいよ。聞きたいのは今の橋の話だ。高いところで陣取るのは考えがあってのことなんだろう。お前、聖杯戦争を続ける気なのか？
It's an event that has already come to pass. As the result of a confrontation that had nothing to do with either of us, Emiyoshiro, unable to cross the bridge, changed into able to cross instead. No longer can Emiyoshiro be stopped from crossing the bridge at night. However, Archer remains. Does he plan to stay here doing this over and over again until the Holy Grail War continues?
聖杯戦争を続けるか。確かにサイバーとの勝負には執着があった。だが少しばかり方針が変わってな。いや、気が変わったというより、やるべきことが見えたというべきか。
それは聖杯戦争を続けようってやつと戦うってことか。
俺は初めからその敵だけに照準を絞ってきたつもりだがな。ビルの屋上から街を監視していたのもその一環だ。
使い魔ってあの犬みたいな怪物を？
ああ、おかしな話だが何日も繰り返している気がする。それが無意味だと気づいたのは、さていつのことだったか。
So he's realizing it too then.
それとも今か。
The reason that Archer realized it was meaningless is something he himself doesn't seem to be aware of. Just as there's no connection between myself from last time and the self here now, Archer's previous and current actions are similarly unconnected.
そうか。どちらにせよ屋上からの狙撃はやめたんだな。何匹も狙撃したんで飽きたとか？
飽きるか。確かに同じことを繰り返してきたように思える。だがな、たとえ昨日と何一つ変わらぬ一日でも意味を感じなくなるほどに飽きるということはない。飽きる飽きないで狙撃を続けるのなら、俺は何十年と同じことを繰り返しただろ
う。何一つ変わらない。
無論だ。現実は読み飽きた本とは違う。たとえ同じことの繰り返しでも何もないということはない。もし仮にあの繰り返しを飽きたというやつがいるのなら、そいつは何億、いや何兆回の聖杯戦争を繰り返してきたのだろうな。
Going through trillions of times, huh? But Archer, after really going through that repetition hundreds of millions of times, is most likely tired of sniping. It's the same with me. According to Tosaka, this is less a loop than a restart, but I have no way of knowing just what number I am in the long series of Emiya Shiros who failed.
まあいいや。それで狙撃をやめたお前はなんでここにいるんだよ。今度は橋でも壊す気か？
さて、正直まだ確信は持てないのだが。
He glares in the distance. Those hawk eyes that can see an enemy 1,000 miles away are looking out at Miyama, towards the mountain behind the Ryudo Temple.
まあ、老婆心というやつだ。仮にそうだとしても、ここに居座る義理もないしな。一応、万が一のために地の利を確保しているだけだよ。
地の利の確保？なんだよ。やっぱり戦う気満々じゃないか。
危惧しているのはお前ではない。信徒に群がる使い魔たちのことだ。
Seeing them is the least of it. I've been killed by those bastards who knows how many times. An unidentifiable swarm of beasts. When the fourth day turns to night, they spread over Fuyuki City like a black stain until they blot it out entirely. It seems like Archer also treats them as an enemy.
そうか。狙撃していたのはあいつらを仕留めるためなんだっけ？
ああ。だがそれもやめた。あの怪物たちは倒しきれない。いや、そもそも倒す必要がない。あれは無害だ。
は？
There's no need to defeat them to begin with.
そんなわけあるか。あいつらは夜に暴れ回って犠牲者を出してるじゃないか。
何を言っている。そんな騒ぎになれば他の連中も黙ってはいまい。何を勘違いしているかは知らんが、犠牲者は一人も出ていないはずだが。
So it's just like Karen said. They're only out to kill Shiro. This time for sure I'm utterly surprised. There were no humans killed by the monsters? No, that's correct. That magus and her servant don't exist in this town. In the same way that people killed by the monsters didn't exist here in the first place.
そういえばそうだったな。けど無害ってのは言い過ぎだろう。
人は殺さない。ただ徘徊するだけだ。もっとも目的はあるようだが、あの怪物たちは何かをしたくて街に現れるように見える。
That's the conclusion the servant who sniped many of thousands of monsters came to.
さて、邪魔が入ったが、大体のポイントは掴んだ。婦人を敷くとしたら、やはりあのアーチの上か。
Finished with the inspection, Archer leaves the overpass.
あまり道草をするなよ。この聖杯戦争はお前が主体だ。
いつまでも主役が舞台に出ないのでは劇も終わりようがない。
Shifting into spirit form, Archer disappears without bothering to get down from the footbridge. I stand in the empty road, a stage devoid of the actors. The monsters have a purpose. Those words refuse to leave my head. Here's a new Lancer. The sky is clear. The autumn mood is covered up by the intense sunlight. The soft ocean breeze gently caresses my face. Only the screeching of seagulls breaks the peaceful silence of the docks. Without argument, this is a perfect location, as if this harbor was a symbol of the peaceful city of Fuyuki. However... What the hell is this now? Are those kids shooting off fireworks? No, those are fishing pole. What the... Oh. It didn't occur to me until just now. That's Gilgamesh over there. Fucking... What, did he pull poles out of his fucking treasury? For the kids to use? Fucking... That combined with Archer, man. Ku just can't catch a fucking break. Not to mention who. No, what more? The silhouette waving his high-grade rod like a big catch banner is without a trace of doubt.
Ha 想像しいぞ雑種ども。周りのオケラどもに迷惑であろう。それはともかくジロ1匹と言わず10匹20匹持っていくがよい。ミミ恐れることはない。怒らぬから引いてみよ。今久当たり前のことを言っても俺の気は引けんぞ。しかしその思考はよし。これでガリガリさんを買ってくるがよい。カンタジャンプは俺が読み終わるまで待て。コータあれは狂犬ゆえな。注意してぶつけてやれ。
You know, I kind of forgot, because even Samurai Remnant shows it off. Gil's actually really nice to kids. I guess that's the children's hero?
しかし拍子抜けだな。最強を名乗る者がいると聞いたが、まるで話にならん。所詮は番犬と贋作使い。王たる俺とは比べるべくもない。
The hero laughs happily. From time to time, the kids pull on his cheek or hair.
相変わらずの物量作戦か。しかも金に糸目をつけぬ最新装備とはな。
Yeah, hey, you spent a lot of time fucking bootlegging your own equipment, man.
がっかりだ。道具に頼るとは見下げ果てたぞ英雄。
Bro, you are not one to talk with the fucking electric reel, okay? Surrounded by children, the red man defiantly pulls in another fish. Wait, you're one to talk!
ほう、そういう貴様のリールは釣り具屋で連日品切れのスーパーオートメーションではないか。面白い。リールでは劣るが、俺のロッドは特注の中の特注よ。どちらの装備が優れているか競い合ってみるかゲロ。
それは伝説の電撃ガマカツ2006。試作段階で製造中止になったはずのロッドをなぜ貴様が。
それね、僕んちのお父さんのギルがね、ちょっぱってきたら遊んでくれるって言ったんだよ。
God. Yay, laugh the kids. And then there's the blue guy who still hasn't said anything.
バカな。痛いけな子供まで動員するとは。貴様それでも英霊か。そのロッド勝者が手にするというルールでどうか。
望むところよ。貴 様の贋作などいらぬが、それはそれとしてそのリールはもらっておこう。
すげえ、ギルと釣りプロの一騎打ちだ。こんなのめったに見れないぜ。俺父ちゃん呼んでくる。負けるな、やっつけろ。頑張れ赤い人。カワハギとか稲田じゃなくてカレーっつってよ、カレー。けど後ろの兄ちゃんみたいにタコ釣るのは勘弁な。ねえねえギル、そんなのいいからさ、早くジャンプ読んでよ。
That kid really just wants to read the Shonen Jump. The harbor's tranquility is now nowhere to be found. The king of heroes, popular beyond all expectations, and the red guy, also somehow liked by kids. And
ねえお兄ちゃん、釣れてる？
他人、俺の楽園を返してくれ。
Lancer Nissan hanging his head like it's the end of the world.
帰ろう。ここはもう一般人のいていい場所じゃない。
I leave the harbor behind. Looking up, the sky's brightness hurts my eyes a little. Alas, at least Lancer's lost paradise shall stay forever in my memories. Oh man, poor guy. Just when I thought it was bad enough with Archer fucking taking over the place. Not fucking in comes Gil. Oh man. Poor guy. Alright, nothing new on the third day. Oh, that was the second day. Never mind, I can't count. Oops, I didn't check the other side of the city. But I don't think there was anything new there. Oh, Shinji.
Well?
Nobody's there at the corner of the pier. I'm pretty sure this was Shinji's spot.
あれ、天気。
What's up with that? The weather was so nice just now, yet the sky is suddenly getting covered in dark clouds.
なんか台風でも来そうな雰囲気だな。一雨来る前に戻らないと。
No. I can't turn back now if there really is a storm coming. I should warn him.
おーい、シンジいるか？一雨来るぞ。風も強そうだぞ。波にさらわれて海藻の仲間入りする前に帰らないか？
And so the wind has gotten beyond just strong. No matter how you look at it, this is not natural. The moment... Oh,
なんだ、カプセルが光り出して。
what was that other thing? Let's see. No matter how you look at it, this is not natural. The moment I'm at the harbor, a big storm comes, pretty much a cataclysm. Now the card's glowing. What? The time has come. Let us begin the battle of the king who challenged the stars. You are Gobachian, the strongest of heroes. Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't fucking read all this. In continuation, increase your equipment stats with your sets. Wait. Goblin, Go fight. Go to 14. To go back, proceed to 14. What the fuck is this? Something's speaking directly inside my mind. Language is too ancient. I can't make out any of it, but...
なんてことだ。このカプセルは未来世界で大流行なもしもしゲーで基本無料だけど最終的には重課金を要求。しかしその見返りにランキング1位になったプレイヤーは世界を思い通りにできるだと。
Well, I caught the gist of it anyway. Oh, come on.
その通りだ。選ばれた日本チャンピオンよ。あと待っていた。お前を待っていたぞ。我が運命のデュエリストよ。
貴様、何者？
I can't even open my eyes in this storm. Having suddenly appeared out of some far corner of the harbor, the mysterious character lets out hysterical laughter, not unlike that of a crazed drug addict.
何者かだって？何者かだって？何者かだって？わからないか。そうさ、わからないよね。ゴージャスな僕。すごいぞ、気持ち悪いぞ。見て見てエミヤ。あぶく銭で溺れる引きこもごもとか人間の負の想念とかそういうのが溢れてもう大変さ。
flash of lightning among the fierce winds and the raging blue waves. And now the high-pitched cry of the seagulls. You could say this spectacle is the end of the world, in more ways than one, and by no means a minor development. Totally out of the blue, is this the Armageddon that will shake the stars themselves?
まさかお前はマトを信じバカなお前は確かに死んだはずだ
死んでないのねいえキャラ的にはほとんど死んでいましたがだからこそ地獄から蘇ったのだゴッドプレイヤーエミヤよ虐げられた者どもの怒りが僕を蘇らせたのだ見てほしいのねこのたぎるマイパワ
A swirl of magical energy that reminds me of Saber. Just what kind of power-up did he...
って全然変わってね
He's just the same Shinji.
気持ちはわかるけどそう驚かないでほしいねそう今までの僕は僕じゃない言うならばこれまでの僕が種なしのスイカだとしたら今からの僕は種なしのメロン
That's not really an upgrade.
いや羽化を待つ芋虫だとしたら脱皮した後のさなぎなのさ
So you're just garbage? All empty inside, in other words. Man, I wish he'd listened to my retorts.
まあいいやともかく俺たちはカプサバで頂点に立った戦士なんだななんか宿命のライバルなんだな俺はみんなのためにお前は世界を滅ぼすために戦うんだな
ナイスリアクション話がわかるじゃんかエミヤさてはこういうノリ好きだろお前
おう結構やけだけど勝ったり負けたり泣いたり見え張ったり10周打ち切りとか大好きだそんなわけで行くぞシンジお前だけは絶対に許さない
吠えるじゃんか主人公だが今日は僕の方が強い覚醒したライバルの力を思い知るがいい行くぞエミヤこの金に明かせて集めたカプサバたちで俺のターンエンドだぜ
Whoa, what the fuck happened? Script exception. I think the game crashed. Uh-oh. Error. The fucking game crashed. No! Oh, come on. Okay, I think that was supposed to unlock some kind of side game. But instead my game just crashed. Oh, come on, man. Okay, I might have to look into a fix for that. That's just way too fucking funny. I'm sorry. That's hilarious. After all of that, the fucking game crashes. Oh, that's too good. That's too good. Where does this leave me off? Is it right before I pick the thing with shit? Oh, there's not even continue. Hold on. Oh, it leaves me right here. Oh. So do I have to redo? Oh, no. It just restarted me at day 1? That's weird. Oh, actually, I could just hit next day, because... there's nothing else over here, right? No? Okay, so what happened? Hold on, so what happened to the Shinji thing? Oh, it's there. But I think if I click on that, it's just gonna crash the game again. I'm gonna see if there's some kind of fix for that. Okay, and then that's it for that. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can fix that. And in the next episode, I'll try to do that if there is a fix for it. But if not, if I can't find anything, then I guess I'll have no choice but to go to the Karen event next. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one when we'll figure out what we're gonna do. So I'll see you all then. Bye.